Mula sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao at sa iba't ibang sulok ng mundo, kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong panonood ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. And there you see Poy Poy Aktub suiting up once again with JJ Helterbrand for the Imus SB squad as they take on the Bicol Volcanoes. So the question stands, are we going to see another dunk show for tonight as Imus goes up against Bicol, and this will be the last game of the season for the Volcanoes and second to the last naman para sa Imus SB squad. Thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Javi Palanya and Andrea Endicio. And so I have to ask Javi the same blockbuster question in itself though. Javi, are you expecting a dunk show for tonight?
It could be very well possible, Meg, going up against this Bicol team. Alam naman natin that the Volcanoes don't really play a lot of good defense. So if the lanes open up for Poy Poy Aktub in this game and he gets transition opportunities, then most likely we will see a similar show to what he did against Bulacan.
Okay, abangan po natin yan as we thank you for joining us live on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal TV and also on our live streams on Facebook and on YouTube. Now let's go back to the previous game of Poy Poy Aktub and the rest of the Imus SB squad. Javi, you covered their matchup.
Well, unfortunately, Poy Poy didn't really play a good game in this one. He only had 6 markers in this game. This was against the Mindoro Disciplinados, but still a victory para sa kanila. This was their 3rd straight win. After they lost to Parañaque, they went on to win against Sarangani, Imus, and this one against the Disciplinados. It was actually a slow start para sa kanila. They were trailing 21-26 after the first 10 minutes of action, but they outscored Mindoro 32-9 in the second quarter to carry a 53-35 lead heading into the halftime break. They led by as much as 24 points in this game. Junji Halyare actually led the bench mob para sa kanila in this game, but it was Megan Galang who was awarded the best player of the game for his sharp shooting from the outside. He had 4 out of 5 3-point makes para dito kay Megan Galang. And you see here the numbers, 53.5% from the field. Kind of hard to win against that if you're the Mindoro Disciplinados. And Imus, as expected, against a much taller Disciplinado squad, dominated the boards in the inside. 54 points para sa kanila. And they also got good production from the bench, as I mentioned, Halyare and Megan Galang with 20 and 16 points respectively.
Big shout out to those two guys. But I want to give a shout out to KG Canaleta as well for giving us a slam in that game in Manila. Now let's talk about the Bicol Volcanoes. You also covered their last game, and I have to say the final score was already impressive for me because it wasn't the usual score that we get to witness though for Bicol. They only lost by 8.
Tama ka dyan. They carried a lot of fight heading into this game. This was their 10th straight defeat, but we have to note that Bicol has lost their games by an average of more than 25 points per game in this year's campaign. That is not a very good number considering, and that's why it was very important to point out here in this game against the Sarangani Marlins. They were only down by 3 points at the half, 32-35, but Sarangani outscored them by 28 in the 3rd quarter. Kaya lang Bicol was able to fight back in the 4th quarter. They used a 22-10 4th quarter scoring, kaya lang it just really fell short. 28.4%, that's really a bad number to shoot from the field. They shot 7 out of 28 from 3-point country as opposed to the 13 makes by the Marlins. But a good stat right here, 57 rebounds makes. That was really one of the highlights of that game, aside of course from not falling down by a big margin against the Sarangani team.
And so I bring you guys a question. Do you think Bicol can carry over some momentum from the previous outing onto this game versus Imus? We'll answer that later on as now we turn you over to Richard Campos.
Good evening and welcome to the second game. It's the Imus SB squad versus the Bicol Volcanoes here at the Cuneta Astrodome. This is the 2023 OK Bet Manny Pacquiao's Mpbl Season 5 presented by Extreme. Here are the starters. First for Imus SB squad. Playing center number 3, Marvin Hayes. Starting at guard number 7, Joseph Peña Redondo. Power forward number 21, Nino Canaleta. Small forward number 8, Bam Lopez. And at one guard number 13, Mr. Fast, JJ Helterbrand. Imus SB squad is led by Gino Manansala. Assistant coaches, JR Manansala, JR Carlos, Jeric Bailen, Jimmy Manansala, Nico Bermido, and Rico Meyer-Hopper. Team manager Jojo Conana and team owner is Monjing Dalisayon. Now the starting for Bicol Volcanoes. At guard number 88, AJ Vitug. Power forward number 61, Alfred Gayosa. The other forward number 24, Jasper Bowak. Playing center number 15, Brian Ilad. Off guard number 8, Denzel Wong. Bicol Volcanoes head coach is Jason Santiago. Assistant coaches Ken Bono, James Martinez, and Judith Lera. Assistant team manager Gino Lodovice. Team manager Yaki Emnas. The team owner is Mark Tan. Referees for this ball game are...
Yeah, the starters for Imus and Bicol, it's Joseph Peña Redondo with JJ Helterbrand. That might be the longest backcourt combination of names that we have here in the Mpbl, with Marvin Hayes, Nat Lopez, and KG Canaleta for the SV squad. And then for Bicol, you have Denzel Wong, AJ Vitug, Brian Ilad, Jasper Boa, and Alfred Gayosa. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Abby Palanya and Andrea Endicio. Now, I do have some unfortunate news for the Imus fans in this game. And no, it's not about Poy Poy Aktub, but it's about the best rebounder of Imus in its team and the second best rebounder in the whole of the Mpbl. Jmar Gimpayan is not available in this game. Ooh, as Gayosa gets the bounce for the first basket in this matchup. But back to Jmar Gimpayan, he actually had 2 appointments for today. No? The first one is this appointment to play inside the Cuneta Astrodome. But the second appointment is to the dentist. And because he has his wisdom tooth getting removed right now, or maybe just a while ago, then that means he's not available to play for Imus, as Canaleta answers back for the SB squad.
Oh, that's kind of a pity considering how well he has been playing, especially after gotten snubbed in the recently concluded draft.
Oh yeah. Personally, as an anchor who has covered the Mpbl for years already, and as KG Canaleta scores inside, I'd like to say that Jmar Gimpayan has come a long way.
Definitely. Ako nga, I already did have the opportunity to play alongside of him before he made this big reputation that he's had now in the Mpbl. As you said, he's been here quite a while, but the way that he is right now, definitely ang laki nung hinakbang niya from his career back then. We call him Waray, those who play with him. At matagal na talaga yung ganyan ng yung laro, no? That motor that he brings, his ability to manufacture multiple possessions. At talagang di talaga siya napapagod eh.
And so I also hope that Jmar won't get tired in working hard in his career for all his dreams. Jmar, just keep at it. We believe you. We've seen you improve here in the Mpbl. And also get well soon. I'm sure it's not easy recovering from a surgery for your wisdom tooth.
Have you experienced that?
Yes, but I had the easier type of surgery. Meron kasing harder type eh, kung saan mas masakit yung hati. And so I can only imagine for those people. But we both have, you know, had our stories with the dentists in our time as people who had braces. And so we can say that trips to the dentist is not easy.
Definitely something you don't look forward to.
7-4. Bicol is looking good here. 7-4. Oh, I mentioned the score twice. As Denzel Wong turns the ball over. Now, for Bicol fans, I'd like to, you know, give you some light for next season, no? Because playing team owner Denzel Wong did tell me some of his plans to continue with the Volcanoes franchise. And he actually gave me 2 marquee names that he might be able to recruit to his team as KJ Canaleta scores inside. And those 2 marquee names for Bicol potentially for next year are Ken Bono and J.R. Kinyahan. So watch out for that.
Oh my goodness. We will have our very own extra rice incorporated here in the Mpbl. That's crazy, man.
And again, we can only hope at least meron tayong pwedeng abangan, no, para sa Bicol.
That's not a far possibility because I do believe if my information is correct, I can't be wrong as Denzel Wong connects from the outside. J.R. Kinyahan will not anymore be renewed by the NLEX Road Warriors in the PBA. So that is definitely not far from happening.
And Ken Bono was actually supposed to sign already with Bicol midway through the season, but because you can only get free agents who have already played in the Mpbl, hindi siya qualified doon. And instead, he became an assistant coach to Bicol. Wow, that's a nice chase down block by Jasper Boa.
And to those people who doubt the capacity to play ni Ken Bono in a 5-on-5 game, well, this guy is still very well in shape. Of course, he plays 3x3 para sa San Miguel in the PBA circuit, but he also does play in the other rec leagues where he actually still dominates, just like he did in the UAP many years back with Adamson.
So let's wait and see for that. Malayo-layo pa yun, no? Next season para sa Bicol. I would have to say, though, that I'm very much surprised with the score right now. 10-6. I'm happy for the Volcanoes. 4 minutes gone by. Let's see if they can hold on to this.
The same thing that happened with Imus when they went up against the Disciplinados in their last match. We mentioned that they had a slow start or even down by 5 after the end of that quarter.
Nat Lopez, bounce pass. Peña-Redondo could not score. Ball rebounded by Bicol.
The difference here for Bicol should be the physicality they're showing on defense. Di talaga sila nagpapatalo basta-basta. You usually see them just go through the motions and just let the other squads run down themselves on offense. And it also doesn't help for Imus that Alfred Gayosa and company have been making shots from the outside. That is the second three-pointer in the game for Mr. Gayosa off of the pass by Denzel Wong.
With that, Coach Gino Manansala needed to call for time. The score is 13-6, almost halfway done in the opening frame.
You are still watching the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League live on MPTV. Alam naman natin na it has been a tough season for the Bicol Volcanoes at sabi nga ni Coach Jason Santiago, after this, they're gonna go straight to their much-needed rest. Vacation mode daw muna, rest and reset kung tawagin nga nila. Aminado rin sila na mentally draining ang kanilang naging run this season. But just as what they say, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Hindi man daw nila na-achieve yung gusto nilang mangyari sa team, they were able to achieve something even more priceless this season, which is the gift of friendship and family. Back to you guys.
Well, that is the spirit of brotherhood as well in the sport of basketball. Maganda nga naman yan, no? Friendships get tested when you go through the worst times. We can only hope for the best for Bicol and individually for its players, though, wherever they may fall upon next year. Right now, they're looking good. Up by 5, 13-8. Almost a turnover. Elterbrand ultimately got the ball.
He was holding on to Brian Ilad, so definitely a good call by our referees. That was good intention by Gayosa trying to set up Brian Ilad in the middle of the paint, kaya lang pass a little too forward. I think I'm seeing Mark Pingris at the back of this Imus bench. He's at the tunnel. He definitely could still play para sa kanilang koponan, but I think he's trying to make his return when he's properly conditioned. Alam naman natin that takes a while for players like him to get into pristine shape.
He actually tried to do it on his supposed MPBL debut, but then it got delayed because he ultimately injured himself while working out. Sabi nga ni JJ Helterbrand sa atin, no, yung workout niya kasi medyo pambata pa as he tried to do it. You know, obviously you have a mentality of a warrior if you're a legend already here in Philippine basketball. And with the way he plays, no? Pinoy Sakuragi pa naman ang kanyang nickname. Good thing is, he's signed with Imus and we can expect him in the playoffs as we witness that foul committed by Bicol. I need to establish this though, for everybody watching. Imus is scheduled to have a home court defense this coming Friday. There's Tino Canyaletaw with that shot as he picked up the foul. Unfortunately, this coming Friday, Canaleta himself with Poypoy Aktub Mark Pingris and JJ Helterbrand will not be able to play. He'll be gone for a couple of days, and then after that, he'll be ready for the playoffs. So at least no, sa playoffs, kompleto ang team ng Imus SB squad.
Oh, yun naman ang pinaka-importante, no? So Amos definitely has something to look forward to. I'm telling you, KJ Canaleta has been showing us vintage form the past few games. He scored double digits in the past couple against Marikina and against Mindoro, doing it in very efficient fashion as well. At nakita nga natin, we mentioned it at the top of our coverage, he was able to slam it home in that game against Mindoro. One thing that we were very surprised and at the same time pleased to see, because we've been waiting for that the entire season.
Well, it wasn't the most emphatic of dunks, but it was well enough, to your point, for him to satisfy us. I did ask him for one more dunk, though, in this game. As KG fires and misses, well rebounded by Halyari. Here's Carlo Lastimosa, who missed their last game. Now he makes a three-pointer.
He missed their last game with a reason that he would like to focus more on his physical conditioning. Coach Gino Manansala expects a lot from Carlo heading into the postseason. He knows that if Carlo is able to make shots for them, it will be much easier for the other guys. We know how loaded this Imus team is, and when everybody is doing their role to the hilt, then they are definitely a tough team to stop. And Carlo is definitely bringing that advice to heart.
Well, Carlo himself was the best player of Imus against Marikina, and he talked about the switch that Imus is presenting onto us. As we know, when you have veterans in the Mpbl, they tend to manage their bodies all throughout the long season so that they can be physically ready for the playoffs. As Gayosa converts again, and Bicol holds on to its lead.
They've been playing well on both sides of the floor. You got to give them a lot of credit.
Astimosa against Denzel Wong. Carlo turns around and scores.
We know Carlo Lastimosa can score in bunches. He's proven it all throughout his career. Ang naging tanong lang this season is kailan lalabas yun. And I think this could be the game where he could very well re-establish that for all of us. I know he's had some great games, but that is yet nothing compared to what we're used to seeing from him.
AJ Vitog scores inside on that scoop layup. A wonderful job so far by Bicol, as you mentioned. And they continue to keep at it. KG Canaleta. Nice cut by Carlo. Sorry miss. Halyari with the board. Kick out. Halyari. J Mark with the bounce. Helterbrand down the middle. That's a layup for JJ.
Mr. Fast delivering on the drive right there. Great hesitation to attack the closeout. A little crossover and then the ability to finish with the offhand. JJ Helterbrand for two.
Just not as fast anymore for JJ, but still very entertaining.
The smarts definitely are still there. The intelligence, you really get a lot of that as you grow old. Experience, nothing trumps that.
Look at how composed he was on that drive. Very much calculated. JJ Helterbrand was. Now, Boy Aktub is finally in the ball game. Again, the question stands, are we going to witness another dunk show on the open floor for Poi Poi? 17-16. AJ Vitog, screened by Sevilla. Switch, re-switch. AJ from way out. How about that?
We started this year giving the scouting report that AJ Vitog could not hit the outside shots. But as the games went along, as we progressed this season, he has sharpened his touch from three-point country.
That's 4 3-pointers in this game now for Bicol, as Malyari answers back with a 2-pointer. 20-18, a minute and 10 for the end of one. AJ Vitog now being guarded tightly by Poi Aktub. Here's AJ using the screen. Kick out, Gayosa, his turn to fire again, and that's his third 3-pointer.
This guy has always been a gifted scorer. Imagine a guy, you're 6'2", 6'3", the ability to break down your defender with dribble moves and then that golden touch from the outside. It only was a matter of time before he was able to experience long minutes and in turn give good production for this Bicol team.
That is what he has been dreaming of here in the Mpbl. Matagal-tagal na rin natin napapanood itong si Alfred Gayosa. He used to play for Marikina, but then again, his minutes weren't that many. Now here in Bicol, this is his shining moment. Let's see how his performance can give some effect for his career next year.
I do hope he stays here for Bicol. I do believe he's earned it.
Free throw converted by Carlo Lastimosa. 9 points now for one of our professional scorers as well. 23 to 20. 38 seconds remaining. Denzel Wong up top. He drives. Wong almost traveled. Ball recovered by Sevilla. AJ Vitog. Back to Denzel at the corner. That's another three. 3-pointer number 6 for Bicol. No. That's an absolute foul committed by Sevilla.
Well, we all know that Denzel Wong will not hesitate to shoot it from downtown. This was a good extra pass. Poy Octube was late to challenge. He was waiting for the drive coming from AJ Vito, considering his ability to attack the basket. Of course, different teams have different rules on corner coverages, especially with a shooter positioned there. That time, I don't know if it was part of the play to leave Denzel Wong wide open.
Wong shot the ball 4 out of 14 in the previous outing. Testament to your point that he will never stop shooting. As Guillen converts from the stripe. 26-21, 16 seconds remaining before the end of one. AJ Vitog trying to lose Malyari. He just did. Sidestep. Nice help defense by Junji Halyari.
What about this guy? Undersized, playing the 4 spot, but he has done it beautifully for Imus. Last game, top scorer with 20 points, but you really have to notice his energy and effort on the floor.
5 seconds here. That's a conversion by Kyle Dumagtoy. What a first quarter shooting the basketball for Bicol. 11 out of 18.
First of all, Bicol was able to get a hot start from the outside. Second, defense was way improved for the Volcanoes. They are bringing physicality. They're making it hard for Imus, staying right in front of every offensive player as much as they can. Third, Kyle Dumagtoy finished the quarter for them with a buzzer beater. That's something that you've never seen this season.
I don't even recall him shooting the ball from the outside at all. And so, yes, we'll take this from the Volcanoes, who are again playing their last game in the 5th season of the Mpbl. With nothing to lose, let's see how far they can go. We're back inside the Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay City. This is Mix Gomez alongside Mr. Javi Palanya and Miss Andrea Endicio for Imus versus Bicol. And yes, that is the score, folks. Bicol is up by 7 points due to their hot shooting in the opening frame. They made 6 3-pointers and also 11 made field goals in total out of 18 tries. Kabila naman, 8 out of 20 for Imus.
That's a 61% clip for Bicol in the opening frame. Let's see if they can be able to sustain this. That's been a problem for them. We've seen flashes of brilliance, but the consistency and sustainability has not been the case para sa Bicol this season.
Well, usually, it's a matter of normalization when you get to witness these types of percentages. Coach Mike and I would joke about it in engineering terms, regression to the mean. Not sure if I can ask you to relate to that, Javi. But KG Canaleta is now at the stripe, and he makes his first free throw.
Definitely could not relate to that.
Sa tayo, nagkaka-relatean tayo sa ibang mga bagay.
Ayun, yun. Yun naman ang importante.
Pag si Coach Mike, Coach Louie, kailangan naka-ready yung mga tito joke eh. Si Nico Salvo, malapit na rin dun eh.
Malapit na nga. Oh, congratulations to Nico and his wife. I think they're expecting
Yes.
a child soon.
Lapit na.
Lapit na.
Oh, Nico has come a long way this year. Also building a house for himself.
Yes.
Kaya namimiss na natin siya dito.
A lot of wins this season for Mr. Nico Salva.
Buti na lang, andyan si Javi para palitan si Nico kung hindi available.
Always gonna be ready.
And then, Fabro is at the stripe. Sorry, that's Redel Fabro. Gotta get his name correct, no? I remember the issue at the start of the season. Tayo ba yung mag-partner nun? Yung mali yung nasa jersey niya.
Tama. At mali yung nakasabi. Iba yung nakasabi sa lineup natin on paper.
Baliktad po yung last name and first name niya. And Redel, his first name was basically at the back of his jersey, which was the funny part. It has been fixed already. Helterbrand to the corner. That's Megan Galang, their best player in their previous outing.
Oh, because Bicol has gone exclusively to the zone defense here in the first half. Coach Gino Manansala finding the need to get his zone buster inserted into this game, and that's Megan Galang para sa Imus.
We did talk about it before this game, and you told me he definitely has the hand to shoot that three-pointer.
The reason why he has not been seeing a lot of action, one, ang dami niyang kaposisyon. Of course, you have Jeboy Estrada there, Carlos Timosa, and then Mac Cardona, of course. But Cardona will be out, I think, also for the playoffs because of that mandibular fracture that he experienced midway through this year's campaign. So now, Megan Galang has been getting the opportunity because of the absence of Mac, and at the same time because of the need of a knockdown shooter.
Speaking of knockdown shooters, about Neki Fagreal on the other end.
Well, Bicol has really managed to keep Imus at bay here. The ability to still knock down shots. That time it was an open look.
Oh, bad pass by JJ onto Megan Galang.
You still gotta love it that JJ apologizing to Megan Galang. You know, usually players of his caliber will not even think of saying sorry to their teammate.
Actually, I was about to say that Megan Galang does not have a choice. He cannot complain to JJ Helterbrand because of the respect that he deserves. Good forward pass for Imus, and Junji Halyari finishes on the fast break.
We're talking about legends, we're talking about veterans. That time it was Nino Canaleta. The game just comes so slow to people like him, and he was not rushing on this play. No look sa pass to Junji Halyari. Could have given it to Jimboy, that was the easier feed, but had to set up Halyari for the easy 2 points para diretso na para sa SB squad.
The score is 33-28. 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter.
The official hotel and resort of the Mpbl. Anta, our official outfitter.
Alfred Gayosa against Sarangani had 10 points and 13 rebounds, even though his shooting wasn't at its best, no? Only 3 out of 12, that's 25% for Alfred, but boy, is he off to a good start today.
That really has been his game this season for Bicol. Scoring in bunches when he can and getting those rebounds. He has good height, we've mentioned it a lot of times, for a guard or a swingman as we call it here in the league, and really trying to take advantage of that by grabbing those boards para sa kanyang kupunan.
Full court man-to-man here for Imus. Ronald Roy having some trouble against Jimboy Estrada. Ball goes out of bounds.
Shot clock at 15 seconds.
That's good pressure defense by Jimboy Estrada. Not quite sure why Ronald Roy had to force bringing up the ball by his lonesome. He had the opportunity to get it to another teammate off of the back pick by Max Sevilla and what could have been their press break for that particular situation.
Sideline. Neki Farial against Megan Galang. Now here's Alfred Gayosa, being defended by JJ Hildebrand. Big Max Sevilla against KG Canaleta. Turnaround, short. JJ surveys. Hildebrand taking his time. Canaleta will drive. There's the spin, no foul. Ball rebounded by Fabro. Kabila, Bicol up by 5. 7 minutes and 15 before halftime. Gayosa now on the block. Big Max Sevilla taking his time as well. Fabro will miss. Rebound Sevilla. And he was fouled.
Definitely a lot of contact there by Canaleta. Try to out-jump Big Max Sevilla to get that defensive rebound to secure the possession para sa Imus SB squad. The relentlessness of Sevilla tapping that basketball to him, making sure he got this opportunity to go up for 2 free throws.
You know, I'm very curious as to how his parents named him. More of that later on as right now we listen to Andrea Indicio.
Binahagi sa akin ni Coach Gino Manansala ang takbo ng trainings nila as we approach the playoffs. Syempre, he knows what kind of training works best for his squad at more on scrimmages daw sila ngayon. Sabi niya, by doing this, it brings out the competitive side of his boys at mas nakokondisyon daw ang mga players niya, even the veterans. For Coach Gino, it doesn't matter kung anong posisyon nila sa playoffs. The way he sees it, back to zero or equal footing naman daw sila as we advance to the next round. Just a quick update, as you can see, Jaymar Gimpayan is not present today because of a tooth extraction. Next and Abby.
Thank you, Andrea. You know, I'd like to talk about the transitions of training sessions from being a kid and as opposed to being a pro. Kasi usually, nung bata ka, maraming takbuhan, suicides. Boy, that was hell for us back then. But pagtanda mo, talk to us about the changes. Puro scrimmage na nga lang ba? Wala na masyadong suicides, ganun?
It really depends on the coaches. You know, there are some coaches who really treat practices as walk-through sessions, but there are some who still hold that old school mentality na kailangan go hard pa rin kayo. You still have those conditioning drills, you still have those running drills, and even until you play scrimmages at the end of practice, it will be very intense. There are some coaches who just use scrimmages as run-throughs for plays, both on offensive and defensive schemes. So, nagbabago talaga yan per coach. It really is decided upon what he wants to do. We know that, for example, Coach Santan Banal, he wants his players to go hard every practice. And there are other players who tell us that their coaches make them just run plays in practice and pahinga na. So
Okay.
Sometimes at this level, mostly it's up to the players to really make sure that they're in good shape. That's why makikita mo ang daming extra work ng mga pros.
Right. At may kanya-kanya pa nga trainers minsan.
Yep.
As JJ Hildebrand got the steal. Ball off of Denzel Wong. Now, Imus is in better shape in this game. The score is 34-32. 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Galang will fire. In and out. Malyari was there for the putback. And there was absolutely no one boxing him out.
Well, if you're Bicol, if you want to keep staying in the lead in this game, you got to minimize those kinds of mistakes. Imus is not a team that you can take lightly.
What a block by Halyari. Junji will go all the way for 2.
Well, if there's one guy who has benefited well from those scrimmages that Andre reported that they've been doing in practice, definitely is Junji Halyari, turning in another great performance here in this game, and we're just in the first half.
That's 8 points now for Junji. You mentioned how many points for him last game?
20 points para kay Junji Halyari and 6 rebounds as well.
So he's well on pace to surpass that. Wong in trouble. Great double team by Imus. The SV squad on the run. 1-2. And the basket for Junji.
The control, the ability to slow down, to get his defender off timing, and absorbing the contact as well. Able to fight through it and getting those 2 points. But it started with his defense. The block, and then look at that. This was the first basket against AJ Bitog, and this was the one against Rifarial. A little 1-2 step. That was slow motion already, and we're seeing that on the replay. Great move by Junji Halyare once again.
And JJ Hildebrand was really happy about that sequence. 38-34. For a premium experience and an exceptional stay, we present to you Boracay de la Ia, the official hotel and resort of the Mpbl, as we get to see our guests from the Asian Institute of Maritime Studies, in short AIMS, which is just a 2-minute walk away from this venue. They usually support the Pasig City team, but in this game they're supporting Poy Poy Aktub and the rest of the Imus SV squad. I'm sure they're waiting for a slam dunk, but that hasn't been the theme of the game because Bicol went off to have a good start, but now Imus has been playing a lot better.
This is the first taste of the lead para dito sa SB squad in this game. Bicol has been leading for the most part. But defense has stepped up, as we see here the score in this quarter. It's 17-6.
Denzel Wong in trouble again. That's back-to-back turnovers. Halyare on the run. Junji. No foul there. Ball rebounded and recovered by Hildebrand. Nice feed. One more pass. Sinuwerte ang Bicol doon with that defense of Jasper Boa.
They were outnumbered. The good thing that Peña Redondo lost it on the way up. That was an excellent tap by Jasper.
Now we have a timeout for Coach Gino Manansala. 4 minutes 29, 38-34.
Then on the shot clock, 10 seconds to shoot.
Baseline inbound here for JJ Hildebrand off of the Imus timeout. He went to KG Canaleta, takes on the shot clock, no foul called. This should be a breakaway for Bitog, but boy, Junji Halyare has been the story of the second quarter.
No Jmar Gimpayan, no problem so far for the Imus SB squad. Delivering the same kind of energy that what I could be giving Imus in this game. That should have been an easy 2 points, but Halyare coming out of nowhere, sprinting to the other side and swatting that shot away.
Well, this might be the game for him to finally get best player of the game honors, but then again, it's still too early to tell. He almost got it in their previous outing, if not for Megan Galang. 4 minutes and 14 in the second quarter. That's another steal for Imus. Pampito na nila. Drop pass inside. Halyare scores again, and Junji is up to 12 markers.
He's just been automatic. Every time he gets it underneath the basket, you could be assured that he would get those 2 points. He just knows how to protect that basketball away from shot blockers despite being undersized.
And he got another block in the previous sequence before that double dribble call on Jimboy Estrada, who was very much surprised with that one. A couple of subs here. Junji Halyare will now get a well-deserved breather and some high fives from his teammates as Mark Guillen now checks in. 40-34. AJ Vitog. Alfred Gayosa against Joseph Peña Redondo. There's the cross, no foul called. Gayosa in trouble. And now there's a foul called.
Not quite too sure about that call. Gayosa was already out of balance, losing possession of the basketball. Obviously, our referees had better vantage point, but from the behind, I don't think there was contact.
Baseline inbound. Brian Elad against Mark Guillen with his pink headband. Is that even called a headband?
Yeah, that's been a trademark for Elad this season.
As well scores inside.
Bicol's has really been hanging tough here despite Imus getting the share of the lead back.
Guillen, handoff. Nat Lopez found an opening, he just couldn't score. Great tap. Unfortunately, the ball went back into Guillen's hands and then he was fouled.
Officiating has not been very consistent in this game. I'm very confused as to how the referees have been calling fouls in this match.
Now this is our exceptional pass of the game, brought to you by Boracay de la Ia, the official hotel and resort of the Mpbl. The man with the headband, it's Brian Elad finding his teammate Jasper Boak. Mark Guillen converts. 42-36, under 3 minutes in the second. Michael De Leon, almost a steal. It is completed. Counter steal, not completed. And there's the escape for Joseph Peña Redondo.
Coach Gino Manansala has always been known to be a coach that wants his players to play a lot of pressure D in the backcourt.
Because of that pressure, the ball goes straight to Javi Palanya. J. Mark Malyari encouraged Javi to shoot, but that's not usually the case for Mr. Palanya.
Yeah, aside from that, we are way out of range.
Nakaupo ka pa.
Kung horse sana lalaroin natin, pwede.
Pero dapat may motor kang mapapanalunan kung mashoot mo yun. Mintes dito para sa Bicol. Bola ng Imus.
Bicol has to do a better job of settling down, especially when the pressure gets to them. They have to maintain their composure because Imus will not stop in trying to force turnovers here against the Volcanoes.
We have witnessed 12 turnovers already for Bicol in this game. Most of them have come in the second quarter. Scoring in this frame is 23-8 in favor of Imus. J. Mark Malyari, step back, three-pointer is too strong. Magtoy. Remember, he had that buzzer beater in the opening frame. After 2 minutes, Eagle down by 8. Gayosa stepping back on the mid-range, short. Guillen with the board. Forward pass. Marvin Hayes all alone. Easy two.
J. Mark Malyari, I'm sure, has really relished the experience to play behind JJ Helterbrand at the point guard spot this year. And you could see his game improve by leaps and bounds. Just the ability to see the open man looking forward. That's something that he's been exhibiting throughout the year. But AJ Vito, that guy has also improved his outside shot, as we've been mentioning throughout this game.
That's 10 points now for Vito in this matchup, and the 8th three-pointer of Bicol out of 14 tries. So that still is a good percentage for the Volcanoes. Marvin Hayes, Joseph Peña Redondo, Absolutely no contest there. Leak out to no avail. Oh, what a fake by Malyari with his head. Unfortunately, his pass was red as well. Vitug working with Elad. No handoff. Brian. Boak onto Gayosa. 8 on the shot clock. And there's another bailout foul.
Game almost taking an ugly turn there on those past 3 possessions para sa parehong koponan. Just throwing the basketball away and trying to expect easy baskets. If you're Bicol and Imus, you gotta be able to maintain a certain sense of sharpness, especially if you're the SV squad. You're a team that has qualified for the playoffs, and this kind of play you don't want to carry when it comes into the postseason.
He also just made his first free throw. Free throw scoring natin. 5 out of 6 for Bicol. That's the same percentage as Imus is. 10 out of 12 naman para sa Imus at 83%. 3-second differential. 46-41. J. Mark Malyari against AJ Vitug. Screen up top. Foul given up. That's the last foul to give of the Volcanoes.
Only foul on number 88, AJ Bicol. That's his first, and that is the 14th foul.
Interesting to see who's going to take the final shot here for the SV squad.
Sideline. Marvin Hayes. Mark Guillen. J. Mark Malyari. 8 seconds. Screen again. Malyari down the middle. Nice pass to Joseph Peña-Redondo. Last second here, a steal for Malyari, and that will do it for our first 20 minutes.
Lopez was waiting in that left corner, but good decision by J. Mark Malyari to feed Peña-Redondo on that baseline for the higher percentage shot. They end this second quarter on a high note, beating the buzzer to have a 48-41 tally heading into the break.
Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl!
Back here at the Cuneta Astrodome for your OK Bet Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Andrea Endicia, covering the sidelines for this ball game. And right now, we will be having our halftime interview together with Sir Jojo Conanan, the team manager of the Imus SB squad. Thank you so much, Sir Jojo, for joining me again here at the half. Sir Jojo, as the team manager with the playoffs just around the corner, what more do you want to see from your players?
Yun na, gusto kong makita sa kanila yung intensity nila at saka yung teamwork nila sa loob ng court. Kasi ngayon, parang medyo nalamangan kami ng Bicol eh. So, di naman mahina yung Bicol, lahat naman team malakas. So, kailangan nila ipakita dito yung magandang performance para mapakita nila sa playoffs namin.
That is true, sir. Ngayon naman po, meron po ba kayong gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Una-una nagpapasalamat kami kay Boss Monching Calisayon and kay Boss Sam Versosa sa mga sponsor namin sa Gaming Sports, kala Ma'am Rina, kala Charmaine, and sa Kohisa at saka sa Medallia Sports Clothing, tsaka sa HUP, tsaka sa mga SB Boys.
Thank you so much. Mga kaliga, that's it for our halftime interview. Wag po kayong aalis. Magbabalik pa rin po ang Mpbl.
Yan ang liga ng bawat
It is halftime here inside the Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay City for Imus versus Bicol. And Bicol did shoot the ball a lot better in the first quarter. They've already actually tallied 8 3-point makes in this game. But what happened after that, Happy?
Well, Imus just really stepped up their defense in the second quarter, and they forced a lot of turnovers on the Volcanoes. As you can see, they already tallied 14 in this game, being converted into 20 points by the SB squad. And because of the lack of inside presence for Bicol in that second quarter, Imus really torched them, and that was also owing to the number of steals that they got. This was one of them by JJ Helterbrand. Junji Halyare has also been doing a great job of finishing inside the paint, whether it be off of blocks like that one, off of steals, or off of drop passes from their Imus guards, including JJ Helterbrand and Bam Lopez.
I'd like to take this time to give you the statistics of Junji Halyare in this game. He has played only 9 minutes so far. He's 5 out of 7 from the field. That's 71% efficiency. 2 out of 2 from the stripe, 100%, with 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 blocks for Junji already in this game. He's being followed by Carlo Lacimosa and KG Canaleta, who combined for 18, and then Mr. Fast himself. JJ Helterbrand has 4 points for Imus. Kabila naman for the Bicol Volcanoes, who have been shooting the ball really well from downtown. We did mention the 8 out of 14. Alfred Gayosa leads the way with 13. And 3 3-point makes for him. AJ Vitog has 10. He talked about his improvement with his shot. Let me check his statistics. That's 2 threes for AJ. Denzel Wong, specialty of the house for him. He is a known 3-point shooter with 2 conversions so far. And so we are about to begin the third quarter here in Pasay City. Later on, the Voyagers will be defending its home court against the Iloilo United Royals, as we get to see Denzel Wong, who gave us that teaser for next year. They might be getting both Ken Bono and JR Kinyahan for the Volcanoes. But then again, it's still too early to tell. Kabila naman for the Imus SB squad. I tell you this, Javi. JJ Helterbrand and Mark Pinglis, from time to time, they go away, right? They have a group with Rico Meyerhofer, with a couple more PBA legends. I actually do have a hope inside of me that at some point they will be able to recruit those other talents into our league.
Well, those other players, you could name a few of them. PJ Simon is a part of that group. Even JC Intal has already been playing games for them doon sa kanilang mga out-of-town trips, and those guys are still in very good shape. It would be such a joy for Filipino basketball fans, especially our fans here in the Mpbl, to be able to see them perform what we've been used to seeing from them throughout their careers dito sa ating liga.
How about Ryan Aranya?
Ryan Aranya as well, that's correct.
Bata pa yun.
It's always a joy to watch Ryan Aranya. He's been a showman all throughout his career. I remember hating him when he was playing for La Salle because of the antics that he was doing, alongside, of course, Mac Macardona and Joseph Yo. Aside from them being excellent defenders, they just really took it to their opponents. I was a big fan of Ateneo back in the day, and when they battled the Blue Eagles, alam mo naman na they really raised the level of competition.
Oh, Junji Halyare is gonna have a breakaway layup here. That could have been a slam for Poi Poi. But we'll take those 2 points for Junji, who's on his way into being the best player of this game. One last point, if I could be a bit more selfish in these requests for PBA legends as Denzel Wong misfires. Personally, my idol is Willie Miller. I hope we can cover him.
Oh yeah.
JJ Helterbrand, one of those PBA legends, just made a 3-pointer.
JJ Helterbrand, one of the veterans that you expect will definitely turn things around para dito sa Imus as we head into the playoffs. Alam naman natin they've been trying to pace themselves all throughout the year. It's a long season. That's why they're trying their best to keep themselves in good shape as we enter the next half of our season.
With the shot clock winding down, Poy Aktub just forced a turnover off of Bicol. Let's see if Poy can dazzle the crowd here in the third quarter. Everybody's been waiting for him to show us some highlights as we present to you JJ's three-pointer.
That could have been a breakaway para kay Poy Aktub, just losing it when he put the ball on the floor.
Manaleta will pass inside. Halyari misses. Great effort by Junji. Astimosa's turn now. Carlo kicks that ball out. KG, nice fake. Canaleta is calmly going inside, and the ball somehow ended up on Junji Halyari's hands.
That reverse earlier, that was a rare miss for him inside the shaded area. Usually, ilista mo na yan when he gets inside. That time, he got the offensive rebound and the stick back.
16 points now for Junji Halyari. He is the top scorer of Imus. He also saves the ball. There's the pass to the corner. Denzel Wong against Poy Aktub. Wong in trouble. Denzel. Ball was tapped by Poy.
Should that be a shot clock violation?
Not seeing the signage for the 24 seconds.
It looks like they're going to put, I think, a second back on the clock.
Good job by our committee, by the way, for doing that as fast as they could. Baseline inbound. Catch and shoot. Nice recognition by JJ. And here comes Poy. Aktub on the run. And it will mean 2 free throws now for Mr. Poy Aktub.
You could tell everybody here in the Cuneta Astrodome just holding their breath and being on the edge of their seat as soon as they see Poy Aktub get an opportunity in transition.
I tell you, Javi, I was looking at JJ Hildebrand. I think he was expecting Poy to give the ball to him. And he could have passed that ball on a lob.
I think that's what he was also expecting. But still, Aktub getting an opportunity to get points on the board.
We haven't seen Poy Aktub finish an alley-oop, right?
Yep,
this
we
season,
haven't
wala
seen
pa.
it yet. You could imagine the type of play that they could make if it was JJ Hildebrand throwing that lob in transition, maybe a 2-on-1 break. That would be a thing of beauty and something that we will not get tired of watching over and over again for years to come.
Denzel Wong just made a 3-pointer for Bicol. Balik tayo kay JJ Hildebrand. He escapes. Bounce pass. Went off of a Bicol volcano. And here comes Denzel Wong again. That's a foul. A clear one at that by Poy.
Now, this is the guy they've been trying to trap in that second quarter. That he's the reason, Denzel Wong, why Bicol turned the ball a lot of times in that quarter. But here, able to hit that 3-point shot despite the difficulty of maintaining control of the basketball, especially with excessive defensive pressure. One thing that Denzel Wong has been able to establish in his career is he can shoot it from the outside.
Well, Denzel actually gets trained by Pamboy Raimundo, and he used to be trained by Jemmy Alapag. Now there's a foul on the loose ball. It's on Redel Fabro.
Well, Wong is definitely quite a story as well. He's been trying to get into these kinds of ranks for a long time, and now he's living the dream. Just goes to show you that persistence definitely pays off.
Here's Poy at the corner. Driving kick. JJ on the recovery. Nice find to the left side. Just a sorry miss, Ricardo Lastimosa. Breakaway here. 2 easy points for Alfred Gayosa.
I think he wanted to slam it home. That's the reason why he didn't give it ahead to AJ Bitog.
Manaleta trying to steal. So delivery right there. Back to JJ. 2-man game. Nice cut. Junji Halyari. 2 free throws.
Even in that last game against Mindoro, Halyari, he played 20 minutes to score 20 points. He is well on the way to surpassing those numbers. And I don't think Coach Gino Manansala will put him out of the game even if they establish a big lead here.
I'm actually now getting the feeling that this might affect his minutes in the playoffs. First one is good for Junji.
And that's very good for Imus because you want everybody to be in full confidence of the way they play heading into the most difficult part of the season. You see there on your screens, Mark Pingris
Emulating the release of Junji Aliare. Boy, do we miss him here in the Mpbl. But we did get word from the Imus SV squad that Pingris is expected to return come the postseason. Big Mac Sevilla against KG Canaleta. He could not score, and here comes Poy Poy. Aktub on the run, and that's a foul committed by Denzel Wong.
Preventing the fast break. That was a take foul by Denzel Wong. If you're Bicol, you want nothing of that Poy Poy Aktub highlight reel, because that would be very demoralizing considering the way that you started this game and you continue to maintain a manageable distance against Imus.
Actually, naging strategy na nga yun, no, against Poy Poy by his opposing defenders even the past games after his explosion against Bulacan and Muntinlupa.
Oh, he managed to put on good numbers after that dunk show against the Kuyas. And then he has encountered a slump right after that. We were hoping that he would recover his form, especially after getting an all-star nod. But it has somehow eluded him to this day.
Denzel Wong in trouble. Good double team by Imus. Ooh, there was a foul. It's on Junji Aliare.
Active hands resulting in a foul. You know, it has been inconsistent for the officials in this game. In other situations, they would let that go.
Sideline inbound, Denzel Wong. AJ Vitug. Driving kick. Chayosa back to AJ. 7 on the shot clock. Vitug almost traveled. Step back. One more pass. Manlamog. Leaner. He gets the bounce.
Bailout play right there. That offense was going absolutely nowhere. And Poy Poy Aktub continues to try and attack the basket. Getting fouled once again.
This was the move by Jethro Malamog before he was called for a foul. Good bounce right there. Poy Poy is at the stripe. He had 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists with 7 dunks against Bulacan on their home floor. And after that, he followed it up with a 22-point performance in Muntinlupa. It was either 22 or 23. And we actually remember that game as his official coming out game. Hindi lang puro highlights. He actually played very well against a tough Cager squad. Denzel Wong in trouble again. And that is an 8-second violation.
That's been a strategy. Each time Denzel Wong has that basketball, if there is an opportunity to trap or double Wong, Imus will definitely do so. That's another turnover laban sa kanya.
Let's count his turnovers. Now 5 against Denzel. Poy Poy drives. Nice cut. And the finish by Jimboy Estrada.
Looking into the future, these two are definitely the anchors of that para sa Imus SB squad. Jimboy Estrada and Poy Poy Aktub. These guys will come a long way.
They're actually the 2 all-stars in the season for the SV squad. Good tap right there by Jimboy. Marvin Hayes on the run. Poy Poy Aktub. The sky's high for the layup.
5 points in the game para sa kanya. All of that coming here in the third quarter. As we see here, Marvin Hayes, prior to that, had the effort to chase down that basketball, sprint for it, and deliver a great bullet pass to the right side. Poy Poy Aktub waiting in the wings.
The lift is just different with Poy Poy, even though it was off of 1 foot. Just a layup. still very entertaining. 64-48. Babalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. This is Vic Gomez alongside Hati Palanya and Andrea Endicio. We are in Pasay tomorrow. Sa Pampanga naman po ang ating aksyon. Followed by Bacoor on Wednesday, Nueva Ecija on Thursday, Imus on Friday, and Quezon on Saturday, as a foul is called on that drive by Michael De Leon.
Credit to the recognition of De Leon, recognizing that he still had that reverse pivot to go to when he was under the basket. It looked like he was going nowhere on the play. Good help defense, but even greater recognition by Michael De Leon to go up for the reverse after the pivot.
There you see, manager. Is he a manager?
Assistant coach.
Assistant coach. Itong si Rico Meyerhofer. Ang manager ay si Jojo Conanan, who by the way can also still play.
Oh yeah.
I hope you haven't forgotten about him.
I've been joking with Jojo throughout the season that he's just really, it's like taking a gap year.
Residency year. Right, so Wild from downtown, the kid from St. Clair. He is also a former Marikina shoe master. 67-50. The lead has ballooned here in the third quarter. Ever since the first frame, it has been all Imus. AJ Vitog. That is a charge on Jethro Malamug.
Bicol just crumbling down here in the third quarter. This was reminiscent of what happened in their game against the Sarangani Marlins, where the Marlins scored 28 points in that third quarter to establish a 19-point lead heading into the final frame.
Boy, what an escape that was to Sarangani, who is playing with a different lineup nowadays. Wala na kanilang San Sebastian players. Poy Poy misfires. Marvin Hayes with a putback.
What a luxury it is to have guys like Neymar Gimpayan. You have Junji Halyari now showing his wares. And let's not forget that Marvin Hayes is one of the guys we've known for years in playing with that kind of motor. NCAA pa lang nakikita na natin yan when he was still with JRU. And he's been able to maintain that style of play for a long period of time. It's very difficult to maintain that and have that longevity in your career.
Here we go. Poy Poy on the run. Poy Poy Aktup was fouled. Boy, Michael De Leon just had to ruin everything for everybody. But as a basketball player, you can't argue. That's the right thing to do.
I'm pretty sure that everybody watching has their ire on Michael De Leon.
First free throw is no good for Poy Poy Aktup. Poy Poy has been wanting to run, by the way. We have seen his pressure defense. He wants to get that steal and ultimately the breakaway slam. Even in the All-Star game, we were robbed of his highlights because it was such a very serious All-Star game, by the way. But Poy Poy still played well there.
Oh, he was crucial in the fourth quarter in that comeback.
Here we go. Poy Poy Aktup. Oh, still couldn't give us a dunk. Poy Poy. Basket and one.
You see it in his eyes, that desire to slam it home. Here, he would just not stop. Able to recover the loose ball on the scramble, going up strong.
Remember when he talked about him in the All-Star game na hindi na siya nananadya para magkaroon ng dunk, no? I asked him about it for this game and he said hindi siya nananadya naman ngayon na hindi mag-dunk. He still actually wants to dunk it, but the important thing for him is his calculation. He doesn't want to risk his body, and obviously he doesn't want to risk the 2 points each and every time he goes up.
Because still, what's important at the end of the day is he's able to perform his role to the hilt para kay Coach Gino Manansala.
Ooh, turnover right there. AJ Bitog bumping his way through. No foul called. We go back with Poy Poy. Aktub to Marvin Hayes. They swing it to the left, and that's a jumper in signature fashion for Jimboy Estrada.
Now this is the Bicol we know of. Just going through the motions, letting the opposing team get easy shots, open looks like that.
Wow, what a sequence for Ryan Suwal, forcing the 21st turnover of Bicol. And yes, this is the Bicol that we know of. They are number 1 in the league in turnovers per game at 17.4. They're also dead last in the league in field goal shooting at 38%. But then again, that was the ironic part of this game, especially at the beginning.
See here, the trap made by Suwal on this one was against AJ Bitog. And he pops for a 3-pointer right there in transition, right after the steal. Something that Imus was very happy about. This last play, though, I do not agree with the foul call. It should have been a travel. He absolutely took an extra step.
Denzel Wong goes 1 out of 2. He's in double figures now. Estrada, no love there as Suwal fires and gets back-to-back 3-pointers.
Well, that's a way for him to reintroduce himself to our Mpbl fans. We knew that Ryan Suwal was able to do that with Marikina, just not for a long period of time. He would get inconsistent playing time last year for the Shoemasters, but here playing for his former college coach, he really tried to stay with it, and his loyalty getting paid for right here by Coach Gino Manansala.
What a 3-pointer by Denzel Wong to end the third quarter, even though that frame totally belonged to Imus. They scored 30-plus points. To be exact, 33 for the SB squad and only 13 for Denzel Wong and company.
But still, if you're Bicol, you'll take that. Any shot that would try and put your hopes up of just trying to come back in this game. You need that entering the fourth quarter.
Ito ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Presenting our Suzuki, muscular, and sporty fan of the game. Gusto ko yung saludo na yun, just like the Avinis, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avinis. Oras na para magmotor. We do thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez alongside Javi Balanya and Andrea Endicio. We have yet to witness a dunk in this game, courtesy of Poy Poy Aktu. Again, Bicol started off well. They shot the ball splendidly, and they outscored Imus 28-21 in the opening frame. After that, they have surrendered 60 points to the SB squad, and they have only scored 26 as we got to see our Mpbl VIPs at the sideline. 81-54, Marvin Hayes working with this guy, Ryan Suwal. Now misfires. Boy, you can really see the effort on the floor from Poy Poy Aktu.
He's everywhere. He's trying to get to every 50-50 ball and trying to save it if given the chance.
Casper Boak fires and scores.
There you see our quarter scoring on your screens. Bicol winning the first 10 minutes, but it has been all Imus from there. 27 in the second, and then an even better 33-point performance in the third quarter. They have just continued to up the ante here, talking about the SB squad.
83-56, Denzel Wong. No good, rebound Poy Poy. Aktub on the run. Tried to go behind the back to no avail. AJ Vitog all the way for the easy layup.
Well, if the score was tight, you would expect maybe a chase down attempt by Poy Poy Aktub.
I actually thought that he was going to do it as well. Bumelo na siya, and he gave it up at the last second. Missed by Imus. And here's Alfred Gayosa. Almost lost the ball there. Alfred on his recovery, being hounded by Ryan Sual. Up top, Boak. Down to AJ Vitog. Screen. 8 on the shot clock. Jasper drives, and Boak scores.
You saw him at an outside shot earlier. Not really much his game, but this is definitely Jasper Boak's domain, the inside area.
Marvin Hayes, top of the key. He's been working on that.
Top of the circle make from three-point country. Marvin Hayes, yes, he's been trying to work on that for the length of his career. And he has that occasionally. He could hit that, especially if you leave him that wide open.
But he doesn't hesitate anymore, no?
Yeah. I'm sure that, you know, that comes with the experience.
Oh, Marvin Hayes wanted to pass it back, but Poy Poy did not run anymore. There you see him pointing at Poy Poy Aktub. Well, you can also feel for Aktub, who has been applying the pressure for a ton of minutes now. Siguro naman medyo napapagod na rin si Poy Poy. Wait for him. Ayun, no? He wants Poy Poy to be the one dunking it home instead of that layup. You have a timeout. Denzel Wong had a double-double versus Sarangani for 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. In this game, he hasn't stopped shooting that basketball. That's usually the case for him. There's the absolute green light for you.
13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 out of 8 from three-point country. And he continues to still try and be the primary ball handler here despite the many turnovers he's given up. It's obvious that Imus has really targeted him whenever he has the rock to trap him and force those steals, and yet he continues to force the issue.
Sideline inbound for AJ Vitog. Denzel Wong being defended by Jed Ong. Tough shot, no basket, and here comes Imus. No foul there. Poy Poy will fly and miss, but boy, what a putback that was from Decano.
Not giving up on the play, running from the outside, trailing that shot by Aktub, and he gets rewarded with 2 points. He also gets a defensive rebound on that stop.
It's a turnover on the forward pass. Kabila tayo, Brian Ilad. Nice steal by Jed Ong. And then the break was stopped by Denzel Wong.
Holding ground on number 8, Denzel Wong, second.
Sidestep right here, finger roll on the stretch. Just a tad bit too short. That was a difficult putback by Decano, especially he was coming from a run.
By the way, Aaron Decano in that game versus Bulacan, where Poy Poy had 7 slams, he had 2 of his own. So he might just be giving us the highlights that we have been wanting in this matchup. Poy Poy Aktub misfires. Rebound Boak. Here comes AJ Vitog. On to Denzel Wong. Straight away. That's blocked. And here comes Poy Poy. Aktub on the run. Poy Poy with the slam! Finally.
The hammer thrown down by Poy Poy Aktub. Everybody inside the Cuneta Astrodome in jubilation upon seeing that slam.
Here we go again. Galang to Poy Poy, back to back! What a show again by Poy Poy Aktub.
It was going to happen one way or the other.
And Rico Meyerhofer just signaled one more. We still have 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go. A lot of time here.
He hasn't sat down yet in this second half.
Well, that might just be the goal of the whole Imus team.
That's just also a testament to how well he's been conditioning his body to take that kind of playing time. Look at that. The amount of energy and effort he's been giving, pressuring the basketball, running up and down the floor repeatedly, and still being able to perform those slams you saw there.
Brian
Paundo, and that was Jaymar Gimpayan on that bench of Imus celebrating after those 2 slam dunks by Mr. Aktub.
It's 94-61 now, under 5.5 minutes. Here's Poy Poy up top. Jed Ong will fire and miss. Junji Halyare. Ooh, he was fouled. By the way, we can't forget about Junji Halyare. This is his game.
Indeed, he started it out very well. He set the tone para dito sa Imus. Big reason why they were able to steal back the driver's seat from Bicol in the second quarter. He had a lot of baskets in that period. It was also his defense that helped the SV squad.
Now we have a report coming in from Andrea Indicio.
You guys might have seen a glimpse of our Pinoy Sakuragi Mark Pingres at the bench of this SV squad, and I'm pretty sure that all of his Mpbl fans can't wait to see him back again playing for Imus. Paliwanag ni Mark, he's just been really busy going around to different countries because of a prior commitment. But rest assured naman daw na tuloy-tuloy ang pagpapakondisyon niya as he promised to be back for the playoffs. To make up for the time that he's not around, he makes sure to attend games and even trainings, well, not just to train, but of course to voice out his experience to the team and achieve their vision as they approach the playoffs. Back to you guys.
Yun naman din talaga yung maximum growth na pwede mong makuha with the Imus SV squad. You have a ton of veterans. This is a team that has a rare problem here in the Mpbl, and that problem is kumukota sila no sa ex-PBA players on the court because of course we do have a limit as to how many can suit up in a certain game in that department.
You could only field in, if I'm not mistaken, it's 7 per game.
Poy Poy Aktub misses from the stripe. His shooting, by the way, has not been good in this game. He does have 2 slams, but he has been trying to score a lot more. 14 points now, and 14 quiet points at that for Poy Poy.
14 na pala yun. He's 6 out of 9 right now from the free throw line and 4 out of 10 from the field.
So not too bad. Pwede na.
Considering the way he's been putting in the work defensively, you still have to give credit that he's still able to put on the numbers.
Here we go. The play continues, but Galang could not control the ball. 3-pointer, no good. Numbers for Imus. Hindi na tumakbo si Poy Poy. Junji Halyare, no basket, no foul as well.
That was a fishing expedition para sa kanya. He was waiting for the contact, and that's the reason why he lost his focus in trying to make that shot.
96-63 under 4 minutes. Denzel Wong on his last appearance in the 5th season of the Mpbl. Pass inside. It reaches Sevilla. No good. Breakaway for Junji Halyare.
Medyo nadulas lang ata, pero I'm sure he also wanted to throw it down.
Have you seen him throw it down?
I could not remember the last time I saw Junji Halyare dunk, but yes, he can.
I haven't seen it, and I've covered him for 3 years already. But I want to see it, if he can. Ball tapped away by Jed Ong. That's always a struggle, finding out which Ong brother is on the floor. I'm sure that that's Jed. Oh, almost a steal, and it is completed. Jed Ong with a breakaway layup.
Could have shoveled the pass back to Aaron Decano, and that could have been another highlight. But 2 points nonetheless, and the SB squad breaking the century mark here in this game.
It's now 100-63. We'll be back.
The Mpbl Season 5 would like to thank Mpbl. Together we win with Mpbl. Extreme. One-stop shop prices. Suzuki, the official motorcycle partner of the Mpbl. Bolton, Puerto Rican, the official tournament ball. Boracay Villa, the official hotel and resort of the Mpbl. Anta, our official outfitter.
So Joe Ramos, Emer Oreta, Seth Zamora, Ivan Tracy, our VIPs. At the sidelines, may dalawang light colored, may dalawang dark colored, at may isang naka-yellow pants. Ayos ang pormahan natin as we get to see one of the students of Ames with who probably and hopefully is his girlfriend. And there's a random woman here all alone. Ganda naman kuha ng cameraman natin.
Bakit ka naman mag-isa, miss?
Usually yung mga ganyan kasi yung partner niya ay maglalaro sa next game.
Or naglalaro na ngayon?
Naglalaro na ngayon. Alton Gayosa to Denzel Wong. That is a steal. That's 3-on-1 as Aaron Decano gives us his own version of a slam. And that is what we were talking about, folks. He also has that high leaping ability.
Take a look at it here. Halyare was looking behind. I was expecting a hard drive to the basket with a layup. I wasn't expecting that he would throw it down owing to the lack of fact that it was quite a late pass by Halyare, but Decano still had a lot of room para bumuelo for a slam, and he put AJ Bitog on a poster.
I was actually looking for Poy Poy in that break. He was nowhere to be found. My bad, folks. I can't forget about Aaron Decano as Denzel Wong gets fouled by Jed Ong.
It hasn't been the most beautiful of performances for Denzel Wong, but you still have to admire the persistence of trying to produce here for Bicol. Even with the many mistakes he has committed in this game, the turnovers, the missed shots, the forced attempts, he still tries his very best for the Volcanoes.
And I want to say this, as Big Mac Sevilla scores inside, for Denzel Wong, he's the very definition of pakapala na lang na mukha dito sa Mpbl.
Tama ka dyan. And you know, alam naman natin that kung mahihain ka, that will not warrant anything in your life. So, kudos to Mr. Wong for possessing that kind of mentality and trying to show it on the floor.
I actually don't want to count him out. With his hard work, let's see how much more he can improve in his game.
Yeah, and it obviously really just oh my goodness.
Oh, that's 2 slam dunks from Aaron Decano.
So, kota na tayo. Poy Poy with 2, Aaron with 2.
Yes. And we're not yet done.
KG Canaleta, baka naman.
Baka naman. Tignan natin, Denzel Wong on his drive. Nice tap by Poy Poy. It's out of bounds in favor of Bicol. 5 seconds on the shot clock here.
Pretty sure that went off his leg.
Yeah, me too. But Poy Poy let it go. As you take a look at this replay, nice feed by Ong to the cutter. That is Aaron Decano. I would say this is the more impressive slam. AJ Bitog from the parking lot. No good. Ooh, sorry, miss on the putback right there. Here comes Poy Poy. Aktub. Oh my goodness.
Flying and gliding once again. Poy Poy Aktub. Another show he's put on here in the second half.
Rodriguez Two sorry misses for him. 107-66. Junji Halyari tried to slam it as well. To no avail. Okay lang. He earned it. He's had such a great game. Denzel Wong will fire. Nope. Galang gets the board. The crowd is chanting Poy Poy's name. .14 on the shot clock. Jedong. Now to Poy Poy Aktub. He will just fire a three-pointer. No good. That should be it. No more highlights here. Even Rico Meyerhofer is telling his team to not shoot anymore. And so that will do it. We do give credit to Imus for still giving us a show here in the fourth quarter. They did not sub out Poy Poy in the whole of the second half, to your point. And Aaron Tacano also joined the highlight show. And we also would like to thank the Bicol Volcanoes for their presence here in the 5th season of the Mpbl. This ends their campaign. Obviously, it wasn't the best of results for them. Let's see what they can do in the next seasons of the Mpbl. Javi, this is a no-brainer. Our best player is
Junji Halyari, 21.7 rebounds. Look at that stat line. 5 blocks and 2 steals. I know that Poy Poy Aktub and Aaron Decano put on a show with their high-flying acts, but you could not deny the effort made by Halyari, especially when they were down. His efforts in the second quarter really catapulted them to regaining the advantage in this game and staying on with that until the final buzzer. That's why he deserves to be our player of the game for this match against the Bicol Volcanoes.
By the way, folks, at the start of this game, Imus was trailing by 7 points at one point, and now they win by 41 big ones. Now, Mr. Halyari is with Miss Andrea Indicio.
First of all, congratulations. Junji, maganda yung pinapakita mo sa iyong team for the past few games. Meron bang reason behind that?
Oo, sabi ko kay coach, sa practice papakita ko kung ano yung meron din ako na laro. Sabi ko, ready lang ako pag binunot ako ni coach. Ready ako kasi sa practice ginagawa ko, go hard lang lagi. Kahit hindi kailangan talaga every practice go hard lang. Sumusunod lang kami sa sistema ni coach.
Mabigat nga ang makakalaban nyo next game. Ano ang Makati OK Bet Kings? Paano nyo ba dadalhin yung momentum na na-build nyo in this game in your next game?
Siguro, mas pagtatrabahuan pa namin sa susunod ng mga practice para pagdating ng playoffs, makuha namin yung dapat naming makuha sa game sa playoffs, may panalo namin. Saka pagtatrabahuan lang talaga sa practice, every practice.
Alright, meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Unang-una nagpapasalamat ako sa Diyos sa binigay yung panalo sa amin. Saka sa asawa ko na nanonood, si Arian, si Boss Monching Talisayon, Boss JP, si Consi Mark Villanueva, Kuya Jojo, team manager namin, Kuya Jojo Conanan, si Kuya Bray Paundo, si Mark Guillen, yung teammate ko, saka si Jed Ong, yung St. Clair Boys, St. Clair Family, saka yung mga taga-Imus, yung mga taga-Malagasang, Cluster 9, binabati ko kayo.
Thank you so much. Once again, that is Junji Halyari, our best player of the game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Andrea. And congratulations to Junji Halyari and the rest of the Imus SV squad. We will be seeing them not only this Friday, but in the playoffs as well of the South Division. And we do thank the Bicol Volcanoes as well for their efforts here in the 5th season of the Mpbl. Thank you for joining us. For Andrea Indicio and Javi Palanya, my name is Mix Gomez. At ito po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.